When the judge's gavel came down and our marriage was officially dissolved, I didn't expect joy. I expected pain, maybe a strange sense of emptiness. What I didn't expect was to glance across the courtroom and see my ex-wife, Laura, smirking like she had just won a prize. She didn't wait for the papers to settle. That very night, she threw a party, champagne, friends, laughter loud enough for the neighbors to hear. She posted pictures on social media of herself holding a glass high captioned, "Free at last." Free. That was her word for it. To her, our marriage had been a cage. To me, it had been a vow I had taken seriously. But she broke those vows when she started sneaking around with a man from her office. And she thought the divorce would crown her queen of her new world, leaving me as some forgotten, bitter footnote. What she didn't realize was that I had been preparing for this moment long before the judge signed the decree. Laura always underestimated me. She thought I was just a steady, quiet husband who didn't notice the details. But that was her mistake. I noticed everything. I noticed when money started disappearing from our accounts, when she used my card for work trips, when she whispered on the phone at night. And while she was busy planning her new life, I was planning her downfall. During the divorce proceedings, Laura demanded the house, alimony, even a share of my business. She thought she had the upper hand, but I played the long game. I let her believe she was winning. My lawyers, discreet but ruthless, had already gathered proof of her affair, her misuse of marital funds, her lies under oath. I didn't unleash it all at once. I waited until she was certain victory was hers. The judge awarded her alimony, yes. But what Laura didn't know was that my company had already been transferred into a trust under my sister's name months earlier. On paper, I had almost nothing. The alimony was minimal, the property division lopsided in my favor. She got the house, but with it came the mortgage, the maintenance, and the tax burden she had no idea how to handle. Still, she celebrated. Champagne in hand, surrounded by friends who cheered her freedom. That's when I made my final move. A week after the divorce, Laura was sitting pretty in her new independent life, posting selfies in the house I had once paid for. What she didn't know was that the evidence of her financial misconduct, the secret accounts, the credit cards she had run up in both our names, was already in the hands of the bank and the IRS. I had filed the reports quietly, cleanly. And since the debts were in her name, not mine, the storm was heading straight for her. The first call came from the bank. Then the second from her lawyer. Then the third from the tax office. Overnight, her perfect little world collapsed. The house she had flaunted on Instagram? Foreclosed. The new luxury car she leased with our money? Repossessed. Her employer, once ignorant of her affair with a superior, suddenly very aware after an anonymous tip landed on HR's desk. I didn't need to see her face when it all came crashing down, but fate allowed it. 2 months after the divorce, I ran into her at a cafe downtown. Gone was the glamorous, champagne-clutching woman who had gloated in victory. In her place was someone pale, tired, with dark circles under her eyes. She froze when she saw me. "You," she whispered, her voice sharp with accusation. "You did this." I sipped my coffee and smiled. "No, Laura. You did this. I just let the truth catch up to you." Her lips trembled. For the first time, she had no smug retort, no cruel laugh. Just silence. The same silence she had left me with when I first confronted her about her affair. I stood, dropped a few bills on the table, and leaned close enough for her to hear the final words she'd ever get from me. "You celebrated too soon." And then I walked away, leaving her sitting in the ruins of the life she thought she'd won. Because revenge doesn't always come with fire and fury. Sometimes it comes in silence, in patience, in letting someone dig their own grave while you simply hold the shovel. Laura raised her glass to toast her freedom. But in the end, her champagne turned to ashes. And my silence became the final move that shattered her smile.